Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today our group will present about method of supporting an excavation for basement construction, which is soldier pile and lagging walls. For the introduction, soldier pile and lagging walls are a common method used to support deep excavations, especially in the construction of basements in urban or space-limited areas. This technique involves the use of vertical steel beams called soldier pile and horizontal lagging materials, usually timber or concrete panels, to hold back the surrounding soil. It is often used when the excavation is close to property lines, roads, or other structures where soil collapse would cause safety hazards or damage.
However, with the right design and materials, they can also be adapted for permanent use as a part of the building's substructure. Overall, these methods play an important role in keeping excavation work safe, stable, and efficient.
Purposes or function of construction or installation. The first one is to prevent soil collapse. Soldier pile and lagging walls are mainly used to stop the soil from collapsing during basement excavation. When the ground is dug deep, the surrounding soil become unstable and may fall into the hole. This wall hold the soil in place and make sure the excavation stays safe and firm. The second one is to protect nearby structures. In construction areas near roads or buildings, soil movement can affect the stability of those nearby structures. Soldier pile and lagging system reduce this risk by keeping the soil from shifting. This helps avoid damage like cracks or sinking in the building next to the site. The third one is to create a safe work site. Excavation work can be dangerous if the side of the hole are not properly supported. With soldier pile and lagging walls, workers can move and work safely at the bottom of the excavation. It reduces the chance of accidents caused by failing soil or unstable ground. The last one is to control water and soil movement. Water can weaken the soil and cause it to wash away or slide into the excavation. Soldier pile and lagging walls help slow down or block this movement, depending on the soil and design. This control is important to keep the site dry and steady during construction.
Next, method of installation for soldier pile and lagging wall. Installing a soldier pile is a well-defined process that requires specialized equipment and skilled operators. First, soldier pile are installed by driving a vibrating steel hash pipe or drilling steel pipe into the ground prior to excavation. Second, piles are installed at relatively close spacing, typically about 4 to 8 feet. Third, the space between the pile and the surrounding soil is then filled with grout, a high-strength concrete mixture. This grout sets and hardens firmly, anchoring the soldier piles in place. Fourth, once the grout has cured, lagging installation and excavation work can begin. Lagging is inserted behind the flanks of the soldier pile, spanning the gaps between them. The excavation work proceeds in concert with lagging installation in small segments, typically about 2 to 4 feet vertically. The lagging typically consists of timber is installed horizontally between the vertical piles. The process of excavating a lagging continues segmentally as the total excavation depth increases.
So the first advantage is cost effective. This method more economical compared to other excavation methods, since the system isn't complicated, so it doesn't need a lot of specialized workers or fancy machines. Second is a quick installation. This method known as a fast construction. The workflows are more smoothly and gets done faster because there's no need for complicated setup or long drying times. So next is the minimal equipment required. It doesn't need a fancy or heavy equipment, so this method just uses basic machines like standard drills and pile drivers. That's great for the areas where noise and vibration need to be kept low. So the last advantage is easy of removal. So means this will be easy to take down when it's no longer needed. Steel piles can often be taken out and used again. This makes it a great choice for a short-term project and helps save money and materials in the long run.
So the disadvantages of this method is first, vibration and noise during installation. Driving or drilling is needed to set up the steel solder pile, which can produce a lot of noise and vibration. This may not be appropriate in urban settings or close to sensitive structures, since it can disturb surrounding entities, individual or sensitive structures. Second, potential for ground loss and surface settlement, which gap between lagging board or improper backfilling can cause ground loss behind the wall, causing surface settlement that could have an impact on nearby utilities or structure. This crack can cause moist soil loss, which lead to nearby structure or the surrounding ground settling, which are serious issues in the city. Second, potential for ground loss and surface settlement, which gap between lagging board or improper backfilling can cause ground loss behind the wall, causing surface settlement that could have an impact on nearby utilities or structure. This crack can cause moist soil loss, which lead to nearby structure or the surrounding ground settling, which are serious issues in the city. Third, limited depth without additional support. This method is typically used for excavation up to 6 to 12 meters deep. For deeper basement construction, soldier pile and lagging walls must be supported with tie-back or struts. which adds to the project cost and design complexity. Next, this method does not prevent water seepage. The lagging system and soldier pile are not completely reliable. The lagging boards can allow water to leak too, particularly if the excavation is below the water table. The cost and complexity could rise if more dewatering systems are needed. Because these walls are transparent and they have built-in waterproofing, it shouldn't be used on site with a high groundwater table or in soils that are flat. Lastly, the disadvantages of this method is not suitable for soft or loose soil. Soldier pile and lagging walls are less effective in soft or loose soil conditions because the system relies on the strength of the soil between the piles to hold the lagging board in place. This can lead to ground movement or collapse, making the excavation is unsafe. In conclusion, the soldier pile and lagging wall system is a commonly used method for temporary excavation support due to its low initial cost, fast installation and simplicity in design. It is particularly effective in shorter projects and sites with stable and dry soil. However, this method also presents several limitations. The installation process can generate significant noise and vibration, which may disturb nearby buildings or residents. The system also occupies space within the excavation, potentially interfering with basement construction activities. In such case, alternative support systems such as diaphragm walls or second piles walls may offer better safety, durability, and long-term performance. The selection of excavation support should always be based on proper site assessment and engineering analysis to ensure the success and safety of the project. That's all from us. Thank you.